Hello everyone, welcome to the Anime Recap Media YouTube channel. Please like the video, subscribe to help our channel and enjoy this full video.
Ashura looked like an extraterrestrial character who resided alongside their classmates in Takahara Academy. They had superpowers that enabled them to briefly shut down all the cameras throughout the school. They wanted to do this to bid their dear friend Kona goodbye. Shortly after, Ashura took their own life. This character in Heavenly Delusion still hasn't been explored thoroughly, and there's much mystery surrounding her. However, later in the episode, Mimiheim was able to see Ashura's figure at the exact spot where she died, while no one else was able to see it. In the previous episode, Dr. Usami took his own life. They saw him hold onto a pin that bore the same crest as the one on the Kirabim. The two were curious, and they decided to investigate the place where Usami was from. However, they encountered a strange man resembling a bandit. He made money by narrating stories, and the duo hoped they could get more clues regarding the emblem, which would explain the reason behind Maru's true goal. It was quite clear that this man was scamming Maru and Kuruko of some money. The minute Kuruko threatened him, he fled the scene. Kuruko's observational skills were impeccable as she found that very emblem on a signboard. The crest was the insignia of a school named Takahara Academy. It was no surprise that the entire building was ruined. At this point, Kuruko had gotten her hands on a letter the director wrote for the academy. The two soon realized that this academy had numerous branches, and the mystery behind Maru's true goal probably lied in one of them. In addition, they came across a strange graffiti that resembled a bird-human hybrid, which was awfully close to an abstract representation of Ashura. Tokio, who was a little worried about his health, was advised to take rest. The entire institution declared an emergency meeting with all important people who seemed to be board members. At this point, they were shocked to announce that Tokio was pregnant. The institute never explained the concept of gender or sexual intercourse, which is why they're shocked. Naturally, people were curious as to who the father was. While it wasn't revealed, it is highly possible that the father was Kona. Both Kona and Tokio shared an intimate relationship. Maru and Kuruko seated in Juchi's car. The story that Juchi narrated was true. He was one of the breeding pigs who was jailed and forced to mate with the women who imprisoned him in the first place. He then managed to escape with the help of two women, one of whom was the mother. However, someone alerted the facility, and the women were hanged to death to make a statement to those who attempted to escape. The tattoo on his arm was real, and Kuruko decided to visit the faculty to check if Juchi's kid was still alive. Juchi was worried sick, but Maru and Kuruko went into the facility to confirm whether or not his son was alive. At this point, they were looking around for clues to see if anyone was around. However, in a split second, the duo felt cold and were on the verge of getting frostbitten. That's when they realized that it was the work of a Hiriko. The Kirabim helped them escape. After this, they confirmed that the entire facility was a ghost town and they conveyed this message to a dejected Juchi. Two other men who were in the facility were shocked to see Juchi well and alive. They confessed to him that they had taken care of the child. They took him to the house where they lived, and Juchi had an emotional reunion with his child. Chaos ensued once again in the middle of the night when everyone felt the temperature drop to a dangerous level. That's when Kuruko realized that it was an attack by a Hiriko. She took Juchi's son and ran as far as she could, only to realize that the baby was the Hiriko/man-eater that caused the problem. However, the attack stopped as soon as the baby regained consciousness. The situation was neutralized, and things were back to normal once again. After Maru and Kuruko took Juchi's car. Later on in the show, Juchi murdered someone with a circular saw. He stated that the victim was responsible for the death of the mother. This allowed viewers to understand that Juchi had killed breeding pig number 9 since he was the one who had alerted the facility and caused the death of the two women. The director of the institution showed her true intentions during her interaction with Dr. Sawatari. She intends on using Aoshima, who was recently appointed as the deputy director of Takahara Academy. Dr. Sawatari soon realized that the director's choice of increasing her clearance level within the facility was to use her. Furthermore, there was a shot of the super beam, which is now in Kuruko's possession. It was then revealed that a surgical procedure to transfer the brain onto a new body was possible. With this, the director intended on living forever. However, it was quite clear that Aoshima was unaware of the director's plan and she certainly hasn't given her consent. Protagonist duo embarked on a journey to find more about Maru's goal. They decided to camp at an abandoned house. What intrigued them was a massive smoke that was seen in the distance at night. They wanted to be cautious, and therefore, decided to visit the place during the daytime. A shot of the facility showed a mysterious man walking around, and that person was none other than Robin Inazaki. Tokio successfully managed to give birth. Kona is clearly the father in this case, and he even managed to synchronize with Tokio. What he meant by this is still unclear. Meanwhile, Mimiheim told Kona about how she has the ability to see things that will happen in the future. What looks like an event that will take place years in the future seems to occur moments after she envisions them. On the other hand, events that seem to take place moments after envisioning them never seem to happen. This was an indication that such events seemed to take place far off in the future. It was scary because she saw Kona as a Hiriko. A rather vague announcement was made and the students assembled near the swimming pool. The good news was that Tokio was now allowed to attend classes with her classmates. Students had no idea what to do when the PA system announced that a test was about to commence. Students were asked to reach outside of outside, and it referred to the students as Hirikos. The students at Takahara Academy were summoned by their teachers and were asked if they wished to go to the outside of the outside. The children cheered on and everyone was quite excited. It was exactly at this time when the academy was attacked and a huge projectile damaged the ceiling of the building. Chaos ensued, and students were running all over the place. It was at this stage that the scene transitioned to the journey that Maru and Kuruko embarked on. In an attempt to reach the Ibaraki facility of Takahara Academy, the duo stumbled upon a settlement. They wanted to eat the food, but the paper currency was no longer in use. They had to register with the Ministry of Reconstruction and would receive 5 tokens each for doing so. At the counter, Kuruko inquired about Robin Inazaki and the official asked the nature of their relationship. Kuruko was both elated and nervous to meet Robin, the one person she counted on and loved. They had a ton of questions for each other and Robin asked Kuruko to take a shower. Little did she know that Robin was no longer the person she knew. He cuffed Kuruko to the bed and sexually assaulted her. Robin Inazaki continued to remind Kuruko of her horrid past. Haruki, who was a young boy, looked up to Robin and always wanted to spend time by his side. Unfortunate events almost led to his death, and his brain was then surgically attached to Kuriko, who sacrificed her body for him. Horrors of the past came to light once again while the assailant forced himself on her. Dr. Sawatari was panicking since the system went down, and he didn't know a way to differentiate the identical twins that Tokio gave birth to. Aoshima came rushing in, and he asked her about the commotion. She launched an investigation to find out what exactly happened. Meanwhile, the director, who seemed to be disabled, was able to get up from her wheelchair and run away. Mimiheim and her classmates saw a massive cavity in the wall. After getting all the children to safety, they stepped outside. They were shocked to see that there indeed was an outside of an outside. The fact that the ceiling was that high shocked everyone. Taka, Anzu, Shiro, and Mimiheim stepped out of the Takahara Academy's premises and continued exploring. The students assumed that this was a part of the test, and continued to think about the criteria for this test. Taka and Anzu went ahead to explore while Mimiheim and Shiro decided to head back inside and inform the rest of the class about the outside of the outside. The scene soon shifted to Dr. Sawatari, who was accompanied by Aoshima and other engineers. They believed that the babies deserved to be handed over to Tokio. Despite the director's twisted plans involving the newborn child, Shima decided to execute the Noah plan. She devised a strategy to safeguard the children of the academy, but more details were not revealed in this episode. After what Robin did to her, Kuruko no longer knew who she was. She didn't know if she was Haruki or Kuriko. Maru beat up Robin Inazaki's lackey when he made his way to his quarters. When he opened the door, Maru saw Kuruko lying on a bed, undressed, and with her hands tied together by a rope. After looking at her for a second, he snapped and looked rather dead inside. He cornered Robin and took him to the ground with a single punch. While he lay there, Maru kept raining blows on Robin as his blood splashed onto his face. Maru continued to punch with no emotion until Kuruko begged him to stop. Maru confessed one more time, but this time he showed a great deal of maturity, stating that he liked Kuruko for who she is as a person, and not Kuriko or Haruki. Sawatari handed over the baby to Tokio. The director threatened its existence, and asked the AI, Mina, to take it away. At this moment, Tokio's eyes glowed blue and started morphing into a monster-like being while a flesh-like shell started to encase her and her child. The director was also caught in this, but the episode cut the scene before fans could see the full transformation. Meanwhile, Mimiheim slipped from a height and Shiro caught her and saved her. He confessed that he loved her, and Mimiheim gave her a Takahara Academy pin as a sign of her reciprocity. The episode ended with Mimiheim, Anzu, Shiro, and Taka on a speedboat as they were mesmerized by a distant city skyline, confirming that the calamity had not taken place yet.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.